Welcome back to the Nashville 200, presented on speed by Toyota from Nashville Superspeedway here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And what a gorgeous evening for racing. Under the lights, 83 degrees, clear skies above, and just a very slight breeze. Our starting grid's going to roll across the bottom of your screen. Todd Bodine with his 6th career pole will lead the field to the green flag. His 5 previous starts up front have garnered him 3 wins, so he wants to keep that streak moving. Take a look at our Z-Max track description of this 1 1/3 racetrack.
Great concrete racetrack. You see the corners are banked 14 degrees, the straightaway 9, backstretch 6 degrees. Michael, a very, very racy racetrack, and the concrete doesn't change as much as asphalt does.
Yeah, but Phil, what I like about this racetrack is all the momentum you can gain when you exit turn 4. The front straightaway sweeps out and makes a tri-oval, and when it does so, you're able to really gain speed exiting turn 4 and run hard down into turn 1. Conversely, when you exit turn 2, it gets tight over there.
I want to take a look at our Toyota race analysis for tonight's race. Again, it's a 200-mile race, 150 laps.
Here you can see our pit window is about 65 or 70 laps. That means these trucks more than likely will stop the 2 times it will take to get to the 200-mile distance.
Yeah, and sometimes two tires will work here, and pit strategy could become a big part of how you're going to win this race. We're going to have a bunch of players trying to figure out how to win this race, so we're liable to see some different strategies.
Randy Kaiser pulling the pace car off of pit road, and the field begins to move now. As they roll along pit road, let's take a closer look at a few different drivers in tonight's Speed Spotlight. We begin with Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. I'd like to focus tonight on Ryan Sieg. They had a great run when we were at Dover earlier this year. Had his best ever finish of a 9th. And because that track and this track are so similar, they wanted to make sure they had the very same truck. The problem is he got in a big wreck at Charlotte, which was not of his doing. And it has taken this very small team each and every day since that race at Charlotte the time to rebuild this particular truck and get it here tonight. Ryan Sieg gets his best qualifying effort on a big track. He'll roll off 12th tonight here at Nashville. Adam?
A couple of rolls behind Ryan will be Johanna Long. She starts in the 16th position. Her 2nd career start this evening after finishing 17th last month at O'Reilly Raceway Park. That good run earned her approval for NASCAR to be here this evening, and she hopes another solid effort here tonight will get her a chance to run at one of the upcoming 1.5 mile tracks at either Chicago or Kentucky. And on the hood this evening, visit Pensacola Beach. She's trying to support those back home as they deal with the oil spill in the Gulf. Phil?
Adam, I want to shine a spotlight on Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bobby Jr. has 5 nationwide wins in NASCAR. In 2004, Bobby Jr. sat on the pole here for this truck race, and his dad, Bobby Sr., won the race. That's only the 3rd time that ever happened in the history of NASCAR. Twice in the Cup Series, once here in the Camping World Truck Series. In addition to being a nationwide series owner, Bobby Jr. owns a racetrack, Highland Rim Speedway, just a little bit north of Nashville, and he will start the direct auto insurance Chevy Mikey in the 19th spot.
Phil, can I shine my speed spotlight on Brett Butler? There's Brett. Brett's going to roll off in the 33rd position in his Fuel Doctor Chevy. Guys, this team's done a terrific job in 2010 on a tight budget. Brett is currently 16th in the points, but team owner Rick Ware, he's worried. This team desperately needs additional sponsorship to finish out the season. Rick has been around the garage area since the late 90s, and his trucks have almost 200 starts. Let's hope this team can land the sponsorship they need to continue their strong season. Brett Butler from Lawrenceville, Georgia is my guy, y'all.
Always a great show here at Nashville Superspeedway because of great pictures. And we'll be able to ride along with a few different drivers. One of those carrying our cameras will be Ricky Carmichael. He starts in the 14th position.
We're also going to ride along with the 88 Menard Chevrolet from Matt Crafton, and Matt will start in the 6th spot.
Let's go inside Eric Amarola's truck. He's rolling off from the 5th spot. He's got the Toyota onboard camera. Riding along, you can see Matt, look at his eyes, already focused and ready to start this race.
Also carrying one of the Toyota onboards is Timothy Peters. He will start this in the 3rd position, and he was one of the best trucks in both practices earlier today. We'll see how he does when the green flag drops. Before that green flag flies, we do want to go back trackside and get our thoughts before green. We'll start with Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. It's always fun when we have lots of different winners in a series. In fact, we've had 7 consecutive different winners here in the Camping World Trucks. But tonight at Nashville, there's a very good chance that you're going to see a repeat winner. I mean from a truck, because we've got 5 different trucks in the field tonight that have already gone to victory lane this season. You'll notice the 2 that are highlighted in yellow, Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick each have wins. There'll be different drivers in those trucks tonight. Brian Eichler and Ron Hornaday will have behind the wheel of those trucks. I think Eichler has a shot at getting his first career win tonight right here at Nashville. Adam?
Ray, one driver noticeably absent from tonight's field, the only driver to win more than once at Nashville. We're talking about Johnny Benson. This track is all about parity when it comes to the Camping World Truck Series, but that's not true with other forms of racing. Check out these numbers. Carl Edwards in the NASCAR Nationwide Series recorded 3 consecutive wins here at Nashville. Frank Kimmel did the same in the ARCA Racing Series, and Scott Dixon pulled it off in 06, 07, and 8 in an Indy car. Ron Hornaday, the man trying to go back-to-back here tonight, he's the only driver in the field that's recorded a victory at this track. Rick?
Thank you, Ray. Both you and Adam doing a great job down there. One thing I want to ask you, Phil, you mentioned earlier that the track is going to change from what they were used to. This is a concrete track. We talk about these not changing that much. Why will the track change?
I think just because of the cooler temperatures, and as this track rubbers up, I think that's what's going to cause the change. Not so much the temperature as it is the fact that it's going to rubber, continue to rubber up more and more and more. And all the crew chiefs say they think this track's going to get tighter.
Yeah, and when it's hot and the trucks are sliding around on the track, maybe it doesn't build that rubber onto the racetrack. When it cools down, these things really start sticking, then the truck does rubber up, and that's why these trucks will change quite a lot between now and the end of the race.
It's Todd Bodine up front. It's his 6th career pole, bringing the field to the green flag. Austin Dillon will start outside of him. Green flag flies. We're underway from Nashville.
Good jump by Todd Bodine. He put himself ahead of the outside truck of Austin Dillon. Is going to easily lead down into turn 1.
Todd would like to go ahead and get those 5 bonus points for leading this race. Get him out of the way.
But he slid way up the hill off, too. I told you it tightened up over there. Todd's truck drove up high, and Timothy Peters drove right up on his tailgate.
Todd Bodine, Timothy Peters, Austin Dillon, and Eric Almirola. And now the moving truck is the 88 of Matt Crafton. He's trying to get to the outside of that 2 of Kenny Schrader.
Strong qualifying run from Schrader. I talked to him. He said he liked his truck in race conditions, but he didn't show a lot of speed in qualifying practice prior to the session we had today. He put it up in the top 5 and is strong early.
We had teammates battling for position there. Johnny Sauter and Matt Crafton were side by side. Sauter just in front of Crafton now in that number 13.
As Ray mentioned, that truck is a former winner here in the series that won this year at Kansas, as well as last year at Las Vegas for that 13 truck.
Field already in line as they cross the stripe the second time. Again, Bodine, Peters, Dillon, Almirola, and Schrader, your top 5. Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, Ron Hornaday, Ryan Sieg, and Ricky Carmichael, your top 10.
Brian Eichler on the inside of Ricky Carmichael.
His truck's going side by side through the corner there. James Busher down the bottom. His truck looked a little wiggly.
Looks like it's going to allow Justin Lofton to get by on the outside in that 7 truck.
That's something you're not going to see a whole lot of, passing on the outside, but he was able to.
How about passing on the inside, Michael? Timothy Peters trying to take the top spot away from Todd Bodine, and while they do that, a wreck on the racetrack. Johanna Long in the 15 involved in this.
That's
Narain Karthikeyan in the 60 also. So our first caution comes out on lap number 4. Johanna Long in the 15, Narain Karthikeyan in the 60.
Johanna had done such a great job in her series debut at ORP, getting that top 20 finish, steady and strong all night long. Learned the whole night, but an early in this evening. Wonder what happens. See if we can get a look here.
It looks like Narain just lost the front of the truck. Maybe got a little bit loose. Anyway, had to chase it up the hill and made contact with Johanna. Nothing she could do about that.
Oh, that's a shame for her. Both those competitors, because she needed the laps to learn, and Narain did as well. And now his truck's damaged. He's not going to be able to learn much from now on because he's tore up his truck.
Just 4 laps into this one, and already Johanna Long and Narain Karthikeyan get into each other coming out of turn number 4. First caution of the night here at Nashville.
12
Tomorrow, NASCAR Race Day takes on the Glen, and we're there. It's Kevin Harvick, Marcus Ambrose, who comes off his win in the Nationwide Series today, and Boris said join us live. Plus, we'll hear from Greg Biffle and crew chief Greg Irwin about winning one for Jack. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live from Watkins Glen tomorrow, 10 Eastern, only on Speed. Johanna Long already in the garage, and you see the damage to that race truck, and this is why.
Look at right at your screen there. Lorraine Carthacane just gets up the racetrack. Johanna gave him plenty